Well, good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Camp Point Central Junior Senior High School here just on the outskirts of Camp Point, Illinois. It's high school basketball here tonight on Central Illinois Sports. Part of our doubleheader coverage for you this evening. We've got the Camp Point Central Panthers still fresh off that wonderful Class 1A State Football Championship, and they're off to a hot start here to begin this new boys basketball campaign. Still undefeated here on the season with a record of 5-0. They're taking on the young upstart Western Wildcats. Still looking to get things rolling here under first-year coach Reese Dunker after they've had a little bit of a sluggish start here to the year. You're watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We'll bring back to live coverage here in just a few minutes after some wonderful words from our sponsors who help bring us boys basketball all season long here on Central Illinois Sports.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account. Plus, ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
Seed selection is one of the important decisions required to achieve yield goals. Logan Agri-Service represents top seed lines in the industry like Lewis Hybrids, Stein Seed, and AgriGold, and focuses on products developed to meet or exceed our customers' expectations. Sit down with one of our experienced local seed experts who will work with you to help select top-producing corn hybrids and soybean varieties tailored for your specific soils and fertility levels. Or visit us online at loganag.com. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture since 1962.
Grab the game while your kids are busy. You know, streaming, gaming, and homework. Now you can teach your kids the value of $1 by showing bundles with Cascom. Bundle telephone, internet, and TV. Bundle 2 for a double play or 3 for a triple play. Plus, save $20 a month for 3 months for a limited time. Then you can tell everyone how you help them with their math homework. Call Cascom about bundles today at 1-800-252-1799. Cascom at 1-800-252-1799.
Cedar Lake Campground has been owned and operated by the Kramberg family for over 50 years. Located off of Highway 24 between Coatesburg and Camp Point, Cedar Lake Campground is a quiet family campground that you're sure to enjoy. With 60 RV spots with water and electric and our 5-acre lake, it's a perfect spot for a weekend spent fishing, spending time with family, and enjoying the great outdoors. Find out more about Cedar Lake Campground on Facebook or call 217-455-4602.
If you have that drive and you want to do more with DOT, then there's opportunity there for you to do that. It's not the typical job that you would expect it to be. It's just super fulfilling. When my life needed opportunity, I chose DOT.
We welcome you back here to the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. Great Rivers Bank with locations in Pittsfield, Barry, Liberty, and Hannibal. Great Rivers Bank here to help you with your lending and personal banking needs. Friendly service and dedicated loan officers can help you through buying a home, opening a business, or making a deposit. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. As we told you just a few moments ago, this is part of a doubleheader here tonight on Central Illinois Sports as they have got a packed house at Griggsville Perry High School for the Pike County rivalry game between Pittsfield and Griggsville Perry in a showdown between 7-0 and 7-1 teams. So you can put one game on your TV, one game on your tablet. We don't really care which one is which. Just keep it tuned to both games happening here tonight with us live on Central Illinois Sports. It is a huge night here in the area for high school basketball. Quincy High in a rare weekday evening game against Webster Groves at home at Blue Devil Gym. All the while just downtown, Quincy Notre Dame hosting Palmyra, Missouri in what should be a really fun showdown. Some games over to the east of our area here tonight. Jacksonville Route taking on Piasaw Southwestern in what should be also a nice matchup. And a game to keep an eye on here tonight as Triopia plays host to Payson Seymour in a basketball game that could have some implications for the Winchester tournament seeding. But we are getting you ready here for the Camp Point Central Panthers taking on the Western Wildcats. For the Panthers, it's been a nice start to their season here so far. A 5-0 record. and they've had a little bit of what you'd maybe call some tune-up games as they've been getting ready to go here with the extremely late start after football season. They defeated Brown County 48-26 to start the season off. They've also defeated Biggsville West Central by a lopsided score. Had a rather close game with Liberty, just 37-30. Defeated Triopia 36-29, and recently defeated Beardstown 52-39. They've got a game coming up this Friday night at home here at Central High School, taking on Quincy Notre Dame. Looking down this roster at some of the familiar names and faces that you saw from that successful football season and from last year's sectional championship appearance team. You've got guys like Nick Moore and Drew Paven leading way in the backcourt, along with the big lanky forward Gavin Blewett on the inside. And you get rid of one Ginnenbacher, you just place another one in his spot. We trade Isaac for Elijah this season, and Elijah Ginnenbacher has stepped in rather nicely to fill his brother's spot on that inside area. Some of the other guys you'll see here tonight, Caden Lohmeyer, along with Caden Niekamp, Robert Gooding, and more for James Barnett's squad. We will step aside for just a couple of minutes. When we come back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show, we'll tell you about the Western Wildcats and their year so far. You're watching it all here live on Central Illinois Sports.
We do a procedure called a transcatheter aortic valve replacement, and we call it TAVR.
TAVR is state of the art. It wasn't really available worldwide until the early 2000s.
It's a minimally invasive procedure in order to replace the valve.
I'm number 1.
I was number 100. Years ago, they would have to do open heart surgery, and now they don't.
Had I not had it done, I would not be here today. I feel like I'm living on a bonus of blessings.
Make your dream kitchen and bath a reality with help from Pike County Lumber. We'll create a design to fit your lifestyle and your needs. Quartz countertops, quality onyx that offers dozens of colors. From start to finish, trust the knowledge and experience at Pike County Lumber.
Griffin Signs and Time at 122 South 9th Street in Quincy is a full-service sign company that can complete any project, from fully wrapping your entire fleet of vehicles, digital signs, storefronts, to creating small banners and signs. The right and professional signage is the difference of getting the job, heading folks in the correct direction to find you, or creating a brand recognition for potential customers. Put the right signs in your customer's mind with Griffin Signs and Time. Call 217-228-7470.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
Welcome you back here live to the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. If you're in the market for a new home loan, talk to the experts at Great Rivers Bank with locations in Barry, Pittsfield, Liberty, and Hannibal, serving the entire region and beyond. And hey, check out that online loan application tool at greatriversbank.bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Well, we told you about the Camp Point Central Panthers. On the flip side here, the Western Wildcats have been off to a little bit of a sluggish start here, but they have had a little bit of success here in the past week. They picked up a couple of wins last week down at the North Green Tournament, defeating the host Spartans and also getting a win over the Pleasant Hill Wolves in consolation action. They come into tonight's game, with a record of 2-7. They were in the Pittsfield Soccer Tournament to begin Thanksgiving week. Did not find a win there. They faced some tough competition like Payson Seymour, Porta AC Central, and the host Sockies in that one. They did give West Central a little bit of a show. Mind you, that was with a few starters there that might have been missing, but they pulled off a 68-50 loss that night. They lost in a lopsided affair to Griggsville Perry and lost also recently to Greenfield Northwestern by a score of 58-42. The highlight reel here for the Western Wildcats is the young junior, the 6'3 junior, Mason Smith, a very nice all-around player, really nice guard. He's got some handles, he's got some hops. He can be able to throw the ball down if he gets things right in transition for himself, and also has a very nice shot. And unlike some guys that you see that are very guard and offense-oriented, this young man can also play some nice defense if he has to. He'll be surrounded by the likes of Dylan Ross, Jed Abney, Kason Tobias, and Aaron Vincent, and more here for first-year head coach Reese Dunker, who was a talented player in his own right just a few years ago here for the Western Wildcats, stepping in after Curtis Stout has spent his time with the program and said he's off to some more relaxing winters. Watching things live here on Central Illinois Sports, it's the Western Wildcats and the Camp Point Central Panthers here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. When we get back in just a few minutes, we'll get you ready for this one. It's the Panthers and the Wildcats. Two Cats squaring off here tonight at Camp Point. We'll be back here in just a couple of minutes.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in the tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield.
Jersey's World! Jersey's World! Party time! Excellent! Party on, James! Party on, Todd!
Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, where you can find the best burgers, sandwiches, and steaks, all locally sourced from GJY Beef Company.
We love beer! We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer. Enjoy one of our many craft selections on the patio. All at Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
Welcome you back here to Camp Point Central High School. The Central Panthers getting ready to square off against the Western Wildcats here in just a minute. We remind you, Central Illinois Sports is the exclusive home for the IESA Girls and Boys State Basketball Championships. We'll wrap up the first leg of our coverage with the IESA here coming up on Thursday, as we'll have coverage from state tournament championship night games for all 4 classes, 1 through 4A, for all of the girls' sites here. All of our crews out coming up on Thursday night. You can get exclusive subscriber access. Visit us on Central Illinois Sports at YouTube to watch Charlie's tutorial on how you can get subscribed. We will step away here real quick for the national anthem when we come back. Starting lineups and tip-off action here from Central. It's the Panthers and Wildcats, watching it live on Central Illinois Sports.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times, and Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls in Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Is your little boy or girl off the naughty list? Well, don't miss your last chance to get toys at a huge sale December 17th at your local Farm Home Supply. Here are some of our favorite deals, including this Build-A-Buddy tractor for under $20 and this huge remote control buggy for under $50. And get 25% off our huge selection of Melissa and Doug, including barn and pizzas. And get 20% off all games and puzzles, including a new favorite, Chicken Poo Bingo. And one of our best sellers from last year's back, this toy hauler is under $25. See all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their tasks. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
We have saluted our great country of America here with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Now it's time to get you ready for starting lineups here tonight. Brought to you by Farm and Home Supply. From snacks and hoodies to power tools and lawn chairs, no other place has it all like your local Farm and Home Supply. Starting five for the Western Wildcats, dressed in their road dark reds tonight with gray letters and numbers, white trim on the side. Reese Dunker's starting five looks like this. Starting at guard, a 5'10 junior, number 15 is Dylan Ross. At guard, a 6'1 senior, number 20 is Jed Abney. At forward, a 6'3 junior, number 22 is Mason Smith. At a guard position, a 6'1 junior, number 23 is Isaac Covington. And at guard, a 6' junior, number 24 is Kason Tobias. It'll be Ross, Abney, Smith, Tobias, the fifth starter is Aaron Vincent, the 6'2 senior forward wearing number 30, not Covington. On the opposite side here for the Central Panthers, dressed in their home whites tonight, black numbers and letters, gold trim on the sides, shoulders, and neck tonight. They're starting five. At guard, the 5'10 senior, number 3 is Nick Moore. At the guard, a 5'10 senior, number 5 is Caden Lohmeyer. At the third guard, a 5'11 senior, number 24 is Drew Pabin. At the front court, a forward, a 6'2 senior, number 21 is Gavin Blewett. And at the other forward, the 6' junior, number 33 is Elijah Ginnenbacher for James Barnett's Camp Point Central Panthers. Moore, Lohmeyer, Blewett, Pabin, and Ginnenbacher, the starting five for the home team here tonight. We remind you, Griggsville Perry taking on Pittsfield. At the same time here, you can put one on your tablet, one on your phone, one on your TV, whatever screen you've got that you can get YouTube and keep track of both games here tonight at the same time. Stepping into the center circle here for Western looks to be Mason Smith. Gavin Blewett will tip up against him for Camp Point Central as we get ready to rock and roll here. It's high school basketball here on Central Illinois Sports. Brian Shoemaker, Gavin Hilgenbrink giving you all the action here tonight from Central. The tip goes high into the air, comes down into the hands of Aaron Vincent, and Western will control this opening possession. They work it over to the right wing now. That's Dylan Ross with it. Takes a few dribbles, works it back out near the volleyball line, tightly guarded out by Lohmeyer. Now it gets a foul call there as Lohmeyer gets his hand caught in the cookie jar. For Lohmeyer, it'll be his first personal foul, team first of the quarter against Camp Point Central. We remind you because we've got to remind ourselves, team fouls now reset at the end of every quarter. After 5 team fouls in a quarter, we'll go to double bonus shooting. Tobias with the basketball, taking a few dribbles around the top of the key, now works it out to Smith. Smith takes a dribble, nothing there, thought about the long three ball, instead works it back over to the left side, now where Tobias will take a few tries with it. Guarded tightly out now by Pabin, now picked up by Moore at the top of the key. Central is stingy on defense around the perimeter. Smith thought about the three there, passes it back up, now over to Vincent. He'll take a dribble. Pans it back off, a little bit of a three-man weave as Western looks to penetrate. They do. Up with the shot is Ross. It's no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of Abney. He can't finish. And Gavin Blewett will grab the rebound here for Central. Just underway in this one as Nick Moore drives baseline. Kicks it up to Lohmeyer. Cross-court pass now over to Drew Pabin. A little bit of a zone look here from the Wildcats to start things out tonight. It is a matchup man-to-man. Moore shot up and good. Nick Moore gets things going on the scoreboard here first. It's a quick 2-0 lead for Camp Point Central. 6:40 left to go here in the first period. Panthers work the basketball into Vincent. A little give and go now with Ross. His shot up off the front of the rim is no good. And Ginnenbacher will grab the rebound for the Panthers. Expect us to say that quite a bit here tonight. Pabin with the basketball gets the pick from Blewett. To the free throw line, hands it off over to Lohmeyer. A quick pass to Nick Moore. His three is no good. And Jed Abney will grab the rebound here for Western. 2-0 lead for the Panthers as they head back to the defensive side. The Wildcats try to get themselves on the scoreboard here. It's a bounce pass. Goes out past the hands of Abney. but Vincent able to grab it and recover here for Western. They get the basketball inside now. Turn shot for Abney. In and out of the rim, no good. Blewett will get the rebound, and he wants to push the tempo here for Camp Point. Over to Moore on the right wing. Backcourt pass to Pabin. He thought about the three. Hesitation dribble, free throw jumper. Off the front of the rim is no good. Ross will grab the rebound for the Wildcats. It's a steal now. It's Lohmeyer. Lohmeyer's going to go coast to coast with it, up with the larceny in the layup. Caden Lohmeyer gets the basket, and now it's a quick 4-0 lead here for Camp Point Central. 5:18 left to go here on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Smith will get the basketball. He has not had a shot attempt here in the first couple of minutes. They work the basketball far down into the corner. Have to get rid of it. Try to get the backdoor cut to Abney, and it gets stolen away by Camp Point Central. Moore with the basketball. Ball fake at the baseline. Kicks it back out to Pabin. His three is good. Drew Pabin knocks it down from 19-9. And Camp Point Central will take a seat with a 7-0 lead as Western calls the timeout. You're watching it live here on Central Illinois Sports.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go Full Throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC.
Welcome you back after that Adams Fiber Network timeout. For top-notch local computer sales and repair services, Adams Experts is your go-to when your computer goes down. Give them a call at 217-214-3423 for Adams Fiber. Western will inbound the basketball here. They trail 7-0 here in the early going of this one. With the basketball is Tobias. He'll bring it across the time stripe, works it down to the left corner, and now it's going to get stolen away by Genenbacher. Genenbacher, coast to coast with the larceny, and the layup is good for Isaac Genenbacher. Give him his first 2 points of the evening. It's a 9-0 lead here for Camp Point. They get the basketball into Vincent. Spin move up with the right hand. Vincent's shot rolls around off the front of the rim, no good. And Genenbacher will grab the board here for Camp Point Central. Drives into there, it goes up, and he's going to get bumped. As we'll show you that larceny in the layup here real quick on the Northwestern Mutual replay on that last play for Isaac Genenbacher, or Elijah Genenbacher. We're so used to saying Isaac from last year. We just got to go with it. Genenbacher works the basketball into Blewett. Blewett, 10-foot jumper, rolls around the front of the rim, and it goes down. Gavin Blewett's got 2 more, and it's 11-0 basketball game here. The foul was committed against Aaron Vincent for the Wildcats. It's his first, team first of the quarters. They've got the basketball. Smith drives in, goes up with the right hand. It goes off the front of the rim, and the rebound comes down to Blewett. Smith is a strong kid. He's able to penetrate as Moore's shot up on the baseline rolls around and goes down. That's a nice shot from Nick Moore, and it's 13-0. And it's going to be a quick steal. Pabin with the steal and the layup. And now Reese Dunker wants to talk it out as we take a last look at that larceny in the layup by Drew Pabin. After the inbounds play, it's a timeout by Western. We'll take it 2. We're back on Central Illinois Sports.
Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
Reese Dunker takes the timeout. It's his second. As we get you back to live action here on Central Illinois Sports. It's a 15-0 lead here for the Panthers early on. Smith with the basketball, crossover dribble, picks it up on the right wing. Cross-court pass now comes over into the hands of Luke Weir, who checked in here during the timeout, wearing number 11. Smith 3, no good. Rebound comes down to the Wildcats. They get it to Connor Fessler. He can't get it in. Fessler also checked in, and now Fessler's going to get whistled for the foul on the opposite side of the court. Third foul of the quarter here against the Wildcats. For Fessler, it'll be his first. Panthers in an early command here. 3:16 left to go in the opening frame. They work the basketball over to Lohmeyer. Top of the key now to Moore. He'll drive in. Goes up and under with the left hand and good. Nick Moore gets 2 more. It's a 17-0 lead here for the Panthers. 3:02 left to go on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Smith with the basketball. Crosses over against Moore. Now gets picked up. As checking into the basketball game for the Panthers during the timeout was Cole Peterson wearing number 30, the senior guard. Weir has to pick the basketball up near midcourt. Now it gets stolen away. It's Blewett, coast to coast with a larceny and the layup of his own. It's a 19-0 lead as Gavin Blewett gets a steal and a basket. More substitutions coming back in here for Camp Point during the next dead ball. With the basketball is Weir. Takes a few dribbles. Stops at the top of the key. Guarded out now by Peterson. He'll have to get rid of it. Gets stolen away. Peterson comes up with it. Gets it to the senior point guard and Nick Moore. Spot up three for Pabin off the front of the rim is no good. Smith will grab the rebound for the Wildcats. Smith against Moore, drives in. Runner at the free throw line off the back of the rim. Blewett will grab the board. Now gets stripped away. Fessler got the basketball. Now Blewett goes up to slide at him and picks up the frustration foul. For Blewett, it'll be his first personal foul. First of the quarter here the second of the quarter here for Camp Point Central as we get the fouls rearranged for you. Fessler at the free throw line cannot make the first. Illini Express here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m., 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. Illini Express, seeing patients 18 months and older with no appointments necessary. Learn more online at IlliniHospital.org. Boston Hall, the 5'6" senior guard, wearing number 1, checks in for the Wildcats during that timeout. As Fessler's second free throw is no good. Genenbacher checked back in along with Caden Niekamp, the 5'10" sophomore who has made waves during the football season. Moore with the basketball, drives in. Runner from the left elbow is not good. Connor Fessler grabs the board for the Wildcats. He'll get it to Boston Hall. They'll try and push the tempo with 1:36 left to go here in the opening frame. Work it back over on the left wing. They try to dump it in to Fessler, and there will be a foul. Foul looks to go against Nick Moore. It's going to be Moore's first, team third of the quarter here. And the Wildcats will inbound with a box formation. Scott flashed out, nothing there. Hall flashed out as well. Instead, they work the basketball into the hands of Luke Weir. He'll take a few dribbles, and it's going to be an offensive foul against the Wildcats on the moving screen. Foul will go against Jed Abney. It'll be his first. Should be the second team foul of the quarter against the Wildcats, and it is. Vincent will step back in for Western. Taking his seat will be Jed Abney. Camp Point Central will have the length of the floor to walk it up, and that's where Mr. Pabin will do. Peterson almost has it stripped away. He's on the floor for it, able to get it tossed back up, and he gets it to Genenbacher. They'll work it back over to Pabin on the right wing as Central will reset its half-court offense. They work it around over to Genenbacher on the left side. Niekamp at the post, flashing through is Moore. Nothing there yet, and they'll get it to Peterson, top of the key. Moore, long three ball on the way, top of the key, rolls around the front of the rim and goes down. 3 more for Nick Moore, and it's a 22-0 lead here with 50 seconds left in the opening frame. With the basketball now over the right side. This is Tobias. Loses it. Vincent able to pick it back up. 40 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. We apologize. Our score clock is a little bit of a goofy tonight here on us. We're trying to keep it as centered as we can for you. Boston Hall travels with the basketball as he tried the crossover dribble and ends up shuffling his feet in the process. 27 seconds left here for Central. They've got the basketball. Western will get the ball, barring a tie-up or a change of possession here in the last half minute of play. Pabin will walk it across, guarded out by Hall near the volleyball line. It's a 1-4 set for Camp Point Central as Niekamp comes high. They work it to the right side, hand it off to Moore. Now it's a little bit of a weave at the top of the volleyball line. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They've got to get a shot off, and instead Camp Point Central throws it out of bounds. A rare turnover in the half-court set here for the Panthers. 0.3 of a second, they'll have to throw it up quickly, and the shot will not fall if it went. At the end of the first quarter, Camp Point Central 22, Western 0. We're back with second quarter play-by-play in 60 seconds here on Central Illinois Sports.
At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Game Masters has the perfect gifts for this holiday season.
Come in and check out all of the great gift ideas like hunting accessories, clothing, gun safes, guns and bows.
Let Game Masters help you with your holiday shopping.
Go to GameMastersOutdoors.com to check out the selection.
And don't forget gift cards for those hard-to-buy loved ones. Clothing, fishing, hunting, gifts, and more.
Game Masters in Quincy.
We're passionate about the outdoors.
Back to live action here as Camp Point Central opens the first quarter against Western with a 22-0 lead on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. We can tell you after one quarter at the pit, Quincy Notre Dame leads undefeated Palmyra 16-12. And a final score from an early start at Blue Devil Gym tonight. Quincy High defeats Webster Groves 61-51. Western is trying to get itself on the scoreboard here as they turn the basketball over on the inbound possession. And Blewett will inbound here for the Panthers. They'll work it around to Genenbacher, top of the key, trying to toss it into Blewett. His shot up and good from about 8 feet. Gavin Blewett with 2 more, and it's a 24-0 basketball game here. With the basketball now is Hall. They work it back up to Vincent around the top of the key. He pulls it out. He tries to toss it down into the hands of Dylan Ross. Instead, it goes out of bounds off the bleachers. And it's going to go back here to the Wildcats. Western has found themselves in some closer spots here in a few games this season. They did trail and only lose to Winchester West Central by about 15. They have picked up a couple of wins here, though, this season. Last week at the North Green Tournament as Moore is able to knock down another 3. That makes it 27-0 with 7:15 left to go here. James Barnett barking out some instructions here to his squad. Down in the corner with the basketball is Ross, guarded out by Niekamp. They'll try and get it to Vincent. Blewett tries to get the steal, and instead he will pick up the foul. For Blewett, it will be his second personal of the basketball game, first of the quarter against Camp Point as we reset the fouls now at the start of every 8 minutes. Inbounding the basketball will be Dylan Ross. It's still a man-to-man look here for the Panthers. Smith with the basketball, takes a few dribbles, now guarded out by Moore. Gets the pick from Vincent, thought about the 3. Blewett contested and didn't let that happen. Hall drives in, runner up and good for Boston Hall. And with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left, the Wildcats are on the board. 2 points. They trail 27-2. Moore with the basketball, drives into the lane. Kicks it back out. This is Pabin. Drives into the baseline. Now tries to toss it in. Genenbacher goes up. They kick it back out. Blewett will fire one up from the corner, and it's good. Gavin Blewett knocks one down on the nice kick-out pass from Genenbacher. It is a 30-2 advantage here. Mason Smith will pick the basketball back up in the backcourt after it was tipped away. Feverishly pushing now for Western. Spin move. Goes up with a right hand. Smith can't find the mark yet. And the rebound comes down into the hands of the shaggy-haired Caden Niekamp. Moore from Pabin. 3 ball is good. Nick Moore, Drew Pabin, Gavin Blewett. They can all knock it down. Reese Dunker will take a timeout. We'll take it 2. It's a 33-2 lead here for Camp Point. We're back in 1 minute.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. one of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference, and we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Hey, grab me one too.
Welcome you back to live action from Camp Point Central High School as Camp Point Central leads Western 33-2 here in the early going. It's a strip away. Pavement goes up with it, goes high off the glass. Might have been partially blocked it. It was going up, and now Smith with the basketball. He wants to push the pace for the Wildcats, gets stopped at the volleyball line. It's a cross-court pass into the hands of Dylan Ross. They tried to feed Fessler. He's limping now. He might have tweaked that ankle a little bit trying to go for the basketball. It'll be a turnover here against the Wildcats. 5:27 left to go here in the second quarter. Lohmeyer with the basketball. Takes a few dribbles. Tries to pull it back out near midcourt. Now it's stolen away from Smith. Smith, he's got numbers. Behind the back pass as he tried to find Ross. It'll go out of bounds as Hall was trying to chase it down as well. Kaysen Tobias will check back in here for Western. Somebody's got to take a seat, and it's going to be Boston Hall. Camp Point Central has a home date here coming up on Friday night. They will host the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders in what should be a very fun contest coming up on the Friday night slate. Robert Gooding has checked into the basketball game here for Camp Point Central, the big, tall senior forward. Blewett with the basketball, bodies up against Vincent. Fade away with the right hand is pure for Gavin Blewett, having a nice night so far as the senior forward. It's a 35-2 lead here. With the basketball is Ross. Takes a few dribbles around the right side, looking for Vincent. 2 bounces to make it to the young man. He bodies up, throws it now. This is Fessler off the back of the glass, no good. Blewett will grab the board. Haven will push. One-handed pass into Gooding. Now he tries to find Lohmeyer. And they'll work it back around to the right side. A little bit of fancy razzle-dazzle there from Camp Point. Doesn't find the mark, and they'll reset in the half-court offense. Cross-court pass over to Pavin. Blewett coming to set the pick. He'll take it. They work it back around to Caden Lohmeyer. Smith gets his hand on the basketball as they tried to work it down to Nick Moore. Jed Abney will check back in for the Wildcats. Sitting down will be Connor Fessler. Reese Dunker encouraging his team during the last timeout. Don't give up. Don't give up. They are facing a very large deficit here, but he wants to see his squad put in the effort here tonight and not entirely throw in the towel against what is a very talented Camp Point Central team. Moore, long 3 ball, comes off the back of the iron. Jed Abney grabs the board for the Wildcats. Tobias will push the tempo here for Western as he hands off to Smith. Guarded out by Pavin, desperately trying to take away that right dribbling lane. They get the cross-court pass. It's Smith. Spotted up from the 3, and it's good. Mason Smith gets his first points of the basketball game from the three-point land. It's a 35-5 basketball game. 3:36 left to go here in the first half. Working the basketball around quickly. Central has nice ball movement. Lohmeyer with it. Guarded out, almost stripped away, and now it is stripped and stolen by Kaysen Tobias. Signs of life here a little bit for the Western squad as they'll get it back over to Smith, and he'll try and work it up against Moore. Ball fake on the 3. Instead passes it over to Kaysen Tobias. He'll try and drive against Pavin. Pavin gets a hand on it, strips it away, and here comes Camp Point Central. Pavin, ball fake at the free throw line. Goes up with the right hand, gets blocked on the play by Dylan Ross, and a nice defensive stop. It'll remain with Camp Point Central. Niekamp and Genenbacher will check back in. The long, blonde-haired, shaggy-haired gentleman step back in for Camp Point. Gooding takes a seat for the team in white, along with Gavin Blewett. Gavin Blewett checked out. He was trying to subtly walk along the baseline and sideline. The officials say, we need you to get back to the bench, Mr. Blewett. Moore, ball fake, kicks it back out. This is a three from Genenbacher off the front of the rim. Niekamp will grab the rebound, and the Panthers get a second opportunity. Pabin with the basketball, works it down to Moore over in the left corner. One-handed pass back over to Pabin on the right side. Nice ball fake. He'll spot up from three, and it's good. Drew Pabin knocks another one down. Central can't miss tonight. It's a 38-5 lead for the Panthers. 2:33 left to go here in the first half. Dribbling with the basketball now is Tobias. Goes up with a shot, no good. It's a tipped ball from Vincent, and Western will recover, and it's going to be a foul against Drew Pabin. Second foul of the quarter against Camp Point Central. For Pabin, it'll be his first personal. Luke Weir will check back into the basketball game. Getting a little bit of a breather will be Dylan Ross. Not a bad crowd here tonight. A little bit of a student section wearing camo for the Panthers here this evening. Weir brings the basketball across the half-court line, works it back over to the left side, tries to take the pick from Vincent. Guarded by Niekamp, they toss it down into the corner. Smith cuts through the lane. Tobias tried to get in, got stripped away from Genenbacher. Gets it up to Moore. Moore goes coast to coast with it. The lengthy layup is good for Nick Moore. It is a 40-5 advantage here. 2 minutes left to go in our first half on the PCRE Real Estate scoreboard. Tobias with the basketball, works it back over now to Weir. Gets tipped away from Pabin again. Pabin dives on the ground for it, so does Weir, and the officials say we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow will belong to Camp Point Central on the alternating arrow. We remind you, Griggsville Perry taking on Pittsfield in a big one at the Nick. It was 9-5 Griggsville Perry at the end of the first quarter. You can put one on your tablet, one on your TV, one on your phone. We don't care how you watch us. Just put us on a screen. You can keep track of both games here tonight, covered by Central Illinois Sports. Lohmeyer with the basketball over on the left wing, guarded tightly by Tobias. Gets away from him and kicks it back out to Pabin over on the right side. Pick comes from Genenbacher. The roll. Pabin will take the shot himself from the right elbow. No good, and Mason Smith will grab the board. A minute and change left here in the first half. Driving in. Nice move from Tobias. Goes high off the glass. Niekamp will grab the board, and it's going to be a foul underneath by Western. Foul's going to go against Tobias. It'll be his first, team first of the quarter here for the Wildcats. Fessler comes back in for Western. Peterson will check back in for Camp Point. Moore with the basketball over on the right wing. He and Pabin have had a nice night shooting the ball here for the Panthers. Quickly working it around, and now we're going to get an offensive foul here against Camp Point Central. And that foul is going to go against Peterson. It'll be Peterson's first. Third of the quarter against Camp Point. Once again, when we get to 5 team fouls, we do shoot double bonus. There is no more 1-and-1 here in the land of Lincoln. Smith with the basketball. Working against Moore. Camp Point has really done everything to sell the farm to shut him down, dribbling to the right side. At the top of the key now, it's Abney. Works it over to Weir. Western has nowhere to go trying to get the basketball into the paint. High up off, and it's going to be a blocking foul. A little bit of a late call against Pabin. And Western will go to the free throw line. For Pabin, it'll be his second personal of the night, team number 4. And stepping to the line for Western will be Kason Tobias, the 6-foot junior. We remind you here that Bowlers Universe is open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m., 10 p.m., Fridays until midnight, Saturdays, 4 p.m. to midnight, offering many menu items from burgers, fries, specialty pizzas, and wash it all down with those delicious craft beers. Come out and enjoy the fun at Bowlers Universe in Pittsfield. First free throw was up and good. Second one was not. Central comes down with the rebound here with 35 seconds left to go. Pabin will slowly bring it across, stands out at the midcourt logo of the Panther head. Dribbling, no officials count yet. And now we'll work it back out. 20 seconds left to go here in the first half. Central slowly working toward their half-court set here with 12 seconds left to go. Paben works it over to the left side. Genenbacher back to Paben. Now to Moore. Moore fires one away, and Nick Moore just cannot miss tonight. It is a 43-6 lead for the Camp Point Central Panthers as we reach the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show. Panthers all over this one as we show you that last three. Out of the hands of Nick Moore, you're watching it all here live on Central Illinois Sports.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. That's why we know what it takes to succeed both on your balance sheet and in your life. It takes the right financial partner who looks at where you are now and where you want to go and design a financial plan to take you there so you can achieve the life you're after today and every day after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Sheila Davidsmeyer today. Her office is located at 311 West Washington in Pittsfield, Illinois, or visit SheilaDavidsmeyer.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs. Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois. Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwestergrain.com.
We welcome you back here to the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show. Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Quincy, Illinois, the place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Their staff is committed to making the car buying process simple and making sure each customer's needs are satisfied. You can learn more online at littlejessmotor.com or stop by and see them in person. 3431 Main Street in Quincy. Come tell them the guys from Central Illinois Sports sent you. It's been all Panthers in this one on the hand of some hot shooting from Nick Moore, Drew Paben, and Gavin Blewett as they lead 43-6 over the Western Wildcats here in the first half. We remind you, Central Illinois Sports, the exclusive home for the IESA Girls and Boys State Basketball Championships. We conclude our first leg of that coming up here on Thursday night as we will give you exclusive coverage of the 8th grade third place and state championship games, Class 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A. We've got crews at all 4 sites coming up on Thursday. Third place games tip off at 6 p.m. Championship games scheduled to go at 7:30. You can get more online. Charlie's got a tutorial on how to subscribe and get exclusive access to those games coming up here on Thursday night. We will step aside for a quick minute. When we come back, we'll have halftime scoring and more from you here at Camp Point, where the Panthers are up big on the Wildcats 43-6 at halftime.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers, And new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
I like hard work. I mean, I kind of was raised that way. You really do make a difference. You're helping ship out food to feed people. Someone's got to do it, and I don't mind doing the hard work of it, you know. That gives me meaning, and I do go home rewarded. Every time I drop off a pallet, it's kind of corny, but I look back at it with a sense of pride. I'm like, yep, I built that, it looks awesome, and then I just drive away. I love it. When my life needed meaning, I chose Doc.
We welcome you back here on the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show. So, excuse me, we'll get it spit out here in just a second. Go see the gang in person at 3431 Main Street for your next vehicle. If you can't do that, you can always visit online anytime at littlejessmotor.com. Halftime scoring here for the Panthers. They've had some hot scoring here. These guys have not missed a lot of shots tonight, especially from outside. Nick Moore has 20 points already on the evening. Caden Lohmeyer has chipped in with 2. Gavin Blewett with 11, Drew Papen with 8, and Elijah Genenbacher with 2 points to make up the 43 here for the Central Panthers at halftime. On the opposite side, points have not come in bunches here tonight for the Wildcats. They were held scoreless at the end of the first quarter. Boston Hall has 2, Mason Smith has 3 on a 3-ball from the corner, and Kaysen Tobias adds in the 6th point here tonight at halftime for the Wildcats. And some other scores here tonight. Quincy Notre Dame leads Palmyra, Missouri 24-20 at halftime. The undefeated Palmyra Panthers, head coached now by Brian Ray. Some of you might remember, of course, that name from the Payson Seymour talented teams that he was helmed up for many, many years. We told you Quincy High beat Webster Grove 61-51 at Blue Devil Gym on a rare weeknight game. At the half, Pittsfield leads Griggsville Perry 15-13 in one of the more high-profile games here this evening. Some other games, as we remind you, going on here tonight. South County in a nice little showdown against Greenfield Northwestern. They were up by 7 at the end of the first quarter. We've got several other big games coming up for you here tonight across the area. And, of course, you guys can check out one of our other media vendors, of course, WGEM. KHQA Television has great crews out covering all the action and getting all the highlights for you here across Western Illinois tonight. You're watching the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show where the Panthers are up big over the Wildcats. When we come back, it's second half play-by-play. Watching it all live here tonight on Central Illinois Sports.
From bag to field to bin, Prairieland FS is your home for quality seed. We treat it right here at one of our local facilities, deliver it right to your farm, and then provide the propane to fuel your bins. Have confidence in what you're putting in your engine with our energy specialist. They're focused on maximizing power, fuel efficiency, and engine protection to keep you going. We're neighbors serving neighbors. Prairieland FS, your leading supplier of choice.
GSI grain bins are built using the highest strength steel available. This allows you to store more grain to maximize your profitability and efficiency. Buy one now and receive our winter discount program. Mixer Lumber Company, your GSI grain bin dealer.
Chris Nichols, managing broker and owner of PCRE Real Estate and Auction, has over 15 years of experience, specializing in selling hunting and recreational properties and farmland. Chris prides himself on combining buyers and sellers, both local and from around the country, to help both parties achieve their land investment goals. Chris takes the time to walk clients through the process of selling their property from start to finish, making the experience feel seamless and enjoyable. Contact Chris Nichols and PCRE Real Estate and Auction at 217-473-3777.
Welcome you back to live action as we get ready to go here in the second half. Another score update on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. New Berlin, Saltyville leading Pawnee 40-25 after 3 quarters. New Berlin Pretzels never seem to get a lot of points on the board, but by gosh, they do win a lot of basketball games. Back to action here at the Panthers' Den. Working the basketball across the timeline. This is Tobias. It's starting 5 for both teams to start the second half. Smith with the basketball guarded out by Moore down in the left corner. They'll kick it back out to the volleyball line, work it around into the hands of Dylan Ross. He works it in. Right elbow jumper out of the hands of Jed Abney is no good. Lohmeyer grabbed the rebound for Central as they come down to their half for their first possession of the third quarter. Moore drives in. Back out to Genenbacher at the volleyball line. Down over to Moore. 3-ball on the way from the corner is in and out of the rim. No good. Rebound grabbed by Genenbacher. He goes up, gets blocked, and Vincent is on the ground as he collided a little bit on that try for the rebound. Tobias with the basketball. Back up to the volleyball line. Ross moves to the left side, kicks it back down to Smith in the left corner once again. Smith gets the basketball down in the corner, and Central concedes and sells out on the baseline. If he gets the basketball anywhere else, they sell out on the right side. Smith with the basketball. Works now over to the right wing. Now they kick it back down into the corner. Dylan Ross with the basketball again. Vincent might have been open in the paint. Long 3-ball on the way is good. Kason Tobias walks one down from long range. Western gets the first points of the second half. It's a 43-9 ball game. Genenbacher dribbling in quickly, whips it around to Moore. Central likes to move this basketball. It's a long 3 from Lohmeyer. No good. And Jed Abney will grab the rebound here. But Central really likes to move this basketball. They do not hold it in their hands very long. If they dribble, they're very deliberate about it. Steal by Pabin. Pabin goes up. Shot blocked now by Kason Tobias. A little bit of life here for the Wildcats coming out of the second half. Long 3-ball in and out of the rim. Genenbacher will grab the board here for Central, and here come the Panthers. Pabin dribbling. Hesitates at the elbow, now kicks it back out to Moore. He'll drive into the lane, Blewett with the basketball. Spots up from the 3, and it's good for Gavin Blewett. Gavin Blewett knocks down 3 more. It's a 46-9 game as Blewett has 14. Stolen away again now for Camp Point Central. Central taking their time here. We'll see what the Panthers are able to work up and maybe work on just a little bit here in the second half. As Moore with it. One-handed pass over to Lohmeyer. He'll fire up another 3. No good. Blewett flies in, gets his hand on the basketball, and he'll knock it out of bounds into the hands of one of the cheerleaders. It'll be Wildcats basketball as Connor Fessler checks back in along with Covington. Sitting down will be Jed Abney and Aaron Vincent. 4:55 left to go here in the third quarter. Spot-up jumper out of the hands of Ross was no good. And Pabin will work the basketball here up across half-court line. He'll send Genenbacher down into the post. When you look and you watched all those Central games from last year and you saw Isaac Genenbacher, the way he moves in the post, the way he handles the basketball, and the way he's able to flash up to the high block, it's kind of the same way now that Elijah plays. And you see that on a nice cut from Elijah from Nick Moore. Genenbacher gets the easy 2 on the dandy dime from Nick Moore. It's a 48-9 basketball game here. 4:13 left to go in the third. Smith with the basketball, guarded out by Nick Moore. We've seen nights where Mason Smith is able to put up 40. Watched it happen in person last year at the MVIT tournament at Mendon, where Western almost upset Bushnell Prairie City. He'll lose the handle on it that time on a nice defensive stop from Moore, though, and it'll go back to Camp Point Central. little bit of a quiet night here as the fans just kind of settling in here for the evening. It's a little bit of a lopsided affair here. Pavin over to Moore. Moore will fire up another three, and the Panthers cannot miss from long range here tonight. It is a 51-9 basketball game. When you ask how many threes did the Panthers make tonight, the answer is all of them. With the basketball, ball fake from Tobias, drives down the baseline, thought about going up with it. He was quickly closed off on a double team, though, between Pabin and Genenbacher. Loses the basketball, and will go back to the Panthers. High shot up and no good for the Panthers. Rebound comes down into the hands, though, of Connor Fessler. Not entirely sure what the rest of Western's schedule looks like before Christmas break. They will be up at the Mississippi Valley Invitational Tournament up at Menden Unity. That takes place beginning the day after Christmas. That is a 6-team affair with 2 pools of 3 and then a crossover championship game on the last day of the tournament. Driving in as Pabin drives the elbow just a little bit on the nice defensive stop from Dylan Ross to draw the foul. For Pabin, it'll be his 3rd. First team foul of the quarter against Camp Point Central. Luke Weir checks back in for the Wildcats. Checking in for Central will be Peterson. Boston Hall also comes in for the Wildcats as he'll grab the basketball. Almost loses it. Now he does, as the pass was just a little bit errant out of the hands of Luke Weir. Reese Dunker a little frustrated with this evening and has every right to be going up against this talented Panthers squad. Pabin with the behind-the-back dribble, works it over to Blewett now, up to the high elbow. This is Peterson, goes in, dumps it off to Niekamp, and a nice little dandy pass, as we'll take a look at it here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. On the nice high block pass, Peterson gets it down into Niekamp. Niekamp able to finish, and he'll go to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play. Foul was whistled against Weir. It'll be his first, team first of the quarter. Niekamp's free throw is up and no good. There's a fight for the loose ball. Comes back down to Camp Point. They get it up. It's a nice little tip from Pabin to Blewett, or from Moore to Blewett, excuse me. Now it's 55-9. Blewett has got some hops. Give him the right opportunity, and he might throw one down as Mason Smith able to knock one down from long range. Smith has 6 on the evening. It's a 55-12 basketball game. 1:23 left to go here in the third. Spin move from Pabin, between the legs dribble, and pulls it back out to the volleyball line. Guarded out by Boston Hall. Whip it back around. Blewett flashing baseline. Now they get it to Niekamp. At the free throw line, his penetration to the lane stopped by Smith. With the basketball is Blewett. Touch pass back out to Drew Pabin at the volleyball line. 52 seconds left here in the third. We will have a running clock to wrap up this one tonight here at Camp Point. Pabin, hesitation dribble, pulls it back out. Panthers will reset again here in the half-court set. Being very deliberate, looking for something they must want very much here on this possession. No officials count here as Hall steps out just a little bit more. Pabin dribbling out around the half-court line, now tries to dribble. Pulls it back out, 25 seconds. They'll work now, Pabin. Dribbling, fancy dribbling from Drew Pabin. 14 seconds, 13. What Central got up their sleeve here. They get it now to Blewett. Blewett back out to Pabin. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3. Moore with a fadeaway 3 at the end of the quarter is no good, and that's the end of 3 quarters of play. Camp Point Central, 55. Western, 12. We've got the running clock fourth quarter coming up for you here in 60 seconds on Central Illinois Sports.
Go team go! Great Rivers Bank has a digital banking app worth cheering for. Move your money, pay your bills, deposit your checks. Hooray! Hooray! Set up a budget, manage your debit card, set up account alerts, and so much more. Our digital banking will give you a reason to stand up and cheer for banking. Learn more at greatriversbank.bank. Great Rivers Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Jersey's World! Jersey's World! Party time! Excellent! Party on, James! Party on, Todd!
Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, where you can find the best burgers, sandwiches, and steaks, all locally sourced from GJY Beef Company.
We love beer! We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer. Enjoy one of our many craft selections on the patio. All at Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
Back here for fourth quarter action live on Central Illinois Sports. We remind you it was a 15-13 game at the Nick as Pittsfield held a 2-point lead over the Tornadoes. At the halftime break, you can watch the end of that one here, also on Central Illinois Sports, but one on your tablet, one on your phone, one on your TV, whatever screen you've got. We'll get it on there as long as you can get YouTube on it. Gooding with the basketball, kicks it back out to Genenbacher, as now they work it back to Peterson. Tries to force it down into Niekamp. Nice move. Niekamp can't finish. Hustles for his own rebound. Misses the second time. Gets it up for the third. He'll go up and get fouled and go to the free throw line as Western will get whistled for a quick foul here to begin the fourth quarter. Foul will go against Covington. It'll be his first, team first of the quarter here. At the line is Niekamp. Looking for his first points of the evening. And that one rolls in and out. Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank here to help you with your auto, residential, and commercial loan needs. Give Damon a call, 217-285-4404. Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank. Second free throw up and no good. Mason Smith grabs the board here for Western. In the running clock situations, we only stop the clock in the event of a player fouling out, of an official stoppage, or one of the teams take a timeout on their own. Shot up and no good for the Wildcats. Peterson able to grab the rebound here as Lohmeyer will bring it across the stripe. Kicks it quickly now down to Gooding. Baseline drive, goes with it. Now a nice toss to Peterson. Gooding with the dime. Peterson with the deuce. It is a 57-12 basketball game here with 6:25 left to go. Hall with the basketball, kicks it now back out to the hands of Tobias. He drives in. Baseline jumper is no good, and Peterson will grab the rebound. As the public address announcer reminded all of the Panther fans here, they'll be at home Friday night, a big showdown against the QND Raiders. As Robert Gooding knocks it down from long range, everybody hitting on all cylinders here tonight for Camp Point Central as they're up big. 3-ball on the way. Tobias' shot rolls in and out. Peterson with the rebound. Expect a big crowd here coming up on Friday night at the Panthers' Den. QND trying to stave off Palmyra, Missouri here first, though, tonight at the pit. Peterson grabbed the ball, got tripped up just a little bit with Covington. Peterson falls, and they'll call him for the travel. Dylan Ross will check back in along with Connor Fessler for Western. Hall will take a seat along with Isaac Covington, who's just a little tweaked up after that play. 5:23 left to go here in this one. Camp Point Central will improve to 6-0 here on the evening. The team that had about 3 hours of practice before their first basketball game of the season, which came about 48 hours after winning a state championship in football. Tobias behind the back dribble, trying to go around Niekamp. Drives on the side, and they say Niekamp will get whistled for the body here with 5 minutes left to go. First team foul of the quarter against Camp Point Central for Niekamp, his first personal. QND on top of Palmyra, 40-31 air after 3 quarters. New Berlin defeats Pawnee 59-29 as the Pretzels are off to another great start this season. Foul in the backcourt is going to go against Western. Fessler will pick up the foul. It's his second personal, team second of the quarter here for the Wildcats as the Panthers will move the ball across into their offensive half of the court. With the basketball's Lohmeyer. Baseline drive, gets caught underneath the basket, nowhere to go, and they'll kick it back out. Genenbacher with it. In some regards, you look at the Panthers on a night like tonight and you say, man, everything is working. They've had some other nights where the scoring wasn't so high. James Barnett has said it's going to take us a little while to finally get into our offensive rhythm, and now it gets stolen away. Stolen away now by Fessler, and Genenbacher will get whistled for the foul at midcourt. Second team foul of the quarter against Camp Point Central. For Genenbacher, it'll be his first personal foul. And we've got a line change coming in here on both sides. We'll try and get track of everybody that's checked in here for you. Checking in for the Wildcats, number 12, Orion Bowen, a 6-foot freshman. Also checking in was Luke Weir, and a couple of others that we'll get for you here along the way. Checking in on the other side for Camp Point Central, number 23, Christian Miles. Number 22 is a sophomore, Reed Lash, along with number 4, a sophomore, Tatum Eichen. Gooding checks back into the basketball game as well for Camp Point. Peterson also back on the floor for the Panthers as well here. Shot is up and no good. Rebound comes down in the hands of Peterson, and he'll work it back over as Eichen will bring the basketball across the time stripe here for Camp Point. 2:55 left to go here in this one. Eichen with the basketball, guarded out by Hall. They kick it down to Gooding in the corner. He tries to drive baseline, loses the basketball, quickly picked up now by Jed Abney. Abney will push the tempo here for the Wildcats. Hall with it with 2:36 left to go. Picks it up at the volleyball line. Nowhere to go with it. Works it back over to Weir. Orion Bowen trying to work down in the post, trying to get the basketball on his own. Tall, lanky, strong 6-foot freshman. He has beefed up just a little bit since we saw him last season in junior high. Russell Wilby, the other man who was checked in here, the 5'8 senior wearing number 13 for the Wildcats. He gets the basketball. Ball fake at the left wing. Nothing to go there. Tries to kick it down into the post. Into Abney. It'll get tipped out of bounds here by Gooding. 2:03 left to go in this one. We'll wrap things up for you on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. Abney with the basketball, drives in. Free throw jumper, just a little bit off balance and off the back of the rim. Bowen flies in on the athletic save. He gets it back out. Now they kick it down into Weir. Weir goes up with the right hand and good. Luke Weir grabs 2 points late, and it's a 60-14 ball game with 90 seconds left to go. Gooding fires up a three from the left corner. Nothing there, a little bit short. It's a loose ball. Peterson will grab it here for Camp Point. Kicks it back over to Eichen. Back to Gooding. Now they work it down into Peterson. Goes up against Bowen, and a nice move for Cole Peterson. Gets the advantage in the position and puts it in with ease at 62-14 here with 1 minute left to go. Wilby with the basketball. Back out to Boston Hall, the senior. A few dribbles, crosses over to the right side. Picks it up just inside the arc and hands it back out into the hands of Wilby. Baseline jumper rolls around and good for Jed Abney. Give him 2 more. 62-16 as we're down less to a minute here in this one. They'll work the basketball over to the left side. This is Miles with it. Christian Miles, the junior guard. Eichen will dribble around here with 25 seconds left to go. Camp Point Central will improve to 6-0. Western will fall to a record of 2-8 as they have played a lot of basketball here so far. We're not even to the Christmas break. 10 seconds left to go in this one. Eichen will dribble it out. The officials will keep an eye on the clock. They say thanks to the guys at the scorer's table, and that will wrap this one up. Camp Point Central grabs a win over the Western Wildcats. 62-16. You've reached the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. We'll come back with a few more thoughts and name our player of the game in this one here. You're watching everything live on Central Illinois Sports.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Welcome you back here to the Illini Community Hospital postgame show, where Camp Point Central, a 62-16 winner here tonight over the Western Wildcats. Illini Community Hospital, serving the community since 1942 with excellent healthcare services, primary and specialty care to emergency medicine and more. Illini Community Hospital, here to serve you and your family. You can learn more about their services at IlliniHospital.org. Let's go down the final scoring here for you tonight. First for the Western Wildcats, Boston Hall finishes with 2, Luke Weir finishes with 2, Jed Abney with 2, Mason Smith with 6, and Kason Tobias with 4. The final scoring tonight for the Western Wildcats, who dropped to 2 and 8. On the opposite side, it was a hot-handed night for the Camp Point Central Panthers. Nick Moore finishes with 23, Caden Lohmeyer with 2, Gavin Blewett with 16, Drew Pabin with 8, Cole Peterson with 4, Caden Niekamp with 2, Elijah Ginenbacher with 2, and Robert Gooding with 2 as well. Camp Point Central improves to 6-0. They'll host the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders coming up here on Friday night. It's time to introduce you to our player of the game tonight. Player of the game brought to you by Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement that our young athletes receive from their coaches, parents, teachers, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this, and that's why he's a proud sponsor of the Player of the Game on Central Illinois Sports. Player of the game tonight, really simple. This goes out to Nick Moore. When he is shooting well, things start to go a lot easier for this Panthers team. That is not to discredit the efforts tonight of Drew Pabin and Gavin Blewett, who also knocked down a lot of shots. But a lot of things offensively rolled through those big three, and that is a tough, hot-handed shooting offense to stop when things get going for the team in the black and gold here tonight. That's going to wrap things up from us here tonight. We remind you, Pittsfield and Griggsville Perry knotted up in a good one. We're watching it live here right along with you. Pittsfield holds a 39-30 lead. They're late in the fourth quarter. 5:43 left to go in this one. as the Tornadoes just made a free throw to knock it back down to an 8-point deficit. We tell you to get live on that one now and don't miss the end of it. It's down to be a good one here at the Nick. For Gavin Hilgenbrink, G-Money, wearing the camera for us here tonight, my name's Brian Shoemaker. We're so very happy, humbled, and honored that you've chosen to spend some of your hard-earned time with us here tonight watching high school basketball. Until next time, be good, stay safe, get home careful, and call your mom. She misses you. We'll see you later.